Good morning, you guys. It is a beautiful morning, and I have got a really super special episode for you today. Today is what I believe is Epic's last day of training, and we're gonna go in there. So I'm gonna go get him hooked up, and we'll go from there. We'll see what happens. Stick around. So we've got Epic, went out to this little paddock area, picked him up, and we're gonna wait for his mom and all them to come by because we're gonna put him in the trailer and we're gonna go for a little ride in the trailer with him, see how he reacts. So I'm not gonna have the tripod. I'm gonna do my best to hold on to this while we do this, and just gonna do a little bit of training with him real quick, kind of bond with him again one more time before we go and take it from there. That's new. I know. What is it? What is it? Good job. Kind of a different thing, huh? It is. Ah, you're finding the hay in there. Always working with your tummy. Alright, you guys, we got Epic in here now, and he's got his hay. All the windows are open, and she's going to start the truck up, and we're going to just kind of see how he does, which I'm sure he'll do just fine. He's got his hay, so he's pretty preoccupied. He loaded just fine. All the little fans just turned on.
Associated with what he is on.
Yeah, I think the sound is just like, oh, this is different. Yeah, this is kind of neat. Well, I think we're good. Yeah.
You really want to be in there?
I do. Bye. Alright, so we're going to hang out in here with him, and we're going to tell him he's good. Yep, I'll be here. Boy.
So I'll just go to the end of the driveway and reassess.
Sure. All right. Good boy. All right. Good job. And he's doing very good. He's standing. A little tense, but he's fine. Good boy. All right. Good boy. All right, good job. As you can see, he's just looking around, watching things go by. And of course, we're gonna poop, which is perfectly fine. Good boy. Good job. Good boy. All right. I think it's a good place. Good job. All right. You ready to get out? Good boy. All right, let's let him out for just a bit and then we'll put him back in. Good job. All right. Okay, well, we went out and we did a little bit of work, kind of got him used to things a bit. And then now we're back in. We're gonna go down to the end of the road. He's got his hay. That's a boy. He's looking around. He's being very good. And he's just kind of hanging out. And she's so very nervous, but he's doing fantastic. Good boy.
Not every day you take your horse jogging with you.
I do. I have done it. I have done it. Okay, so we're out on a walk and we now understand that the sound of a vehicle going by will really freak him out. So he is not traffic safe by any means. So what we're gonna do is, thankfully, she lives on the edge of a very, very busy intersection. So we're just gonna come up here towards the intersection. We're gonna stand in this field over here and we're basically gonna watch the traffic go by. And that way he understands that as he's standing still and he's standing calm, that sound is not going to attack him and it's not going to be bad in the trailer. So I'm sure we'll see a lot of people driving by and I'm going to need two hands. So we're going to call it good for just a minute. So we're back home and what do you think of that? That was kind of interesting. So after the second video, we had, and before us going and doing all the street stuff, he had an incident and it was basically the same thing that happened that spurred her to hire me to train him. And I'm really kind of glad it happened, but I'm sad that it happened and there's a lot of mixed feelings about the whole situation. Basically, you can't, in order to train something or train for something, you kind of sort of have to try to reproduce the problem. And with something like this, where we're in a moving trailer, it's hard to reproduce in order for me to go, okay, I get it, this is what we need to train on, and then we'll go from there. So what his training up until today has consist of is desensitizing and having him get used to certain things. She said he's much better on the trail, which was really good. So all of this work is not for naught. But today, after we stopped at the end of the road and she came out and I said, yeah, that's great. Let's go ahead and go down the road and turn around. because I only had one hand to do this with, what happened was once we turned out onto the main road, a car had gone by. And it was the same scenario as what she had explained when we first met. As a car had gone by, she said he flipped out in the trailer, they opened the door, and he came out. Well, the same thing happened again. So the car went out, his head went up. He didn't rear or anything, he just went up in an alarm. But his, as we know now, his go-to is to back up when he's nervous and when he's afraid. So we did work on that and we did stop that. But his instinct and his go-to answer took over at that moment and he backed up. Now, because of the type of trailer that it is, it's a very nice new trailer. It has these little safety features, which drives me absolutely crazy because people think that it's okay and that it's going to make my horse safer, but it actually isn't, and it teaches the wrong things. So this safety feature, which is kind of nice at the same time, so it's a double-edged sword. It's great for when something like this happens, but it's bad for when something like this happens, because he has now learned again that if he backs up, he will break free, somebody will open the door and he can get out. So what happened was when he looked up and he backed up, the divider naturally, to be safe, breaks. I don't say breaks, but it opens when there's a certain amount of pressure put up against it. Safety feature, not a bad thing normally, especially if you have a horse that just stops. You know, the divider will open, they go, oh, okay, but not him. So the divider opened, he fell backwards onto his butt because now there's like that much shavings in the trailer, and shavings are slippery, and he fell down on his bum. So now he's sitting like a horse. What's that picture? Let me find this picture. There's a picture sitting on a ball. So he's sitting like that in the trailer. And then his front legs, because now he's starting to panic. He's like, oh my gosh, I'm sitting on my butt. I can't get up. So now his front legs are like scoot and scoot and scoot and scoot. Kind of like when you're trying to back up on something and your feet are sliding up on the floor. So he's like doing the scoot, trying to get up. And I saw her coming. I felt the trailer stop. I'm like, please don't open the door. And I said, don't open the door. And right when that happened, she opened the door. He fell backwards out onto the ramp and he got up and he got out. So now he has learned a bad lesson that if he backs up, things are going to break. He's not going to be able to get over his panic attack and stand up on his own, and he'll be able to get out. So that's what we ran into today, which is fine because now we really know what direction to take him in. And then she told me a story about him when he got out and his little two mares went on a little excursion. They decided to go off and play around. So my guess is that during his little excursion at night, cars go by. He probably got spooked quite a few times. Or he's in the road and they drive by really, really fast. It's like our road here. So he probably got spooked. So now he is frightened by the sound and the movement of a car going by. So what we did is I did put him back on the trailer and he was fine. He got back on. He wasn't happy about it, but he got back on. And then we walked around as the trailer was moving and we went back up into the house. I took him out onto the road just to see how unsensitive or how sensitive he was to traffic. And he was very, very sensitive to traffic. So we spent the last, 45 minutes after that just working on traffic. So my goal is what we're gonna do, and I was really kind of embarrassed that this all happened, but I suppose, as you're training, things like this pop up and kind of get you to go in a different direction to get back into the main goal that you had for the training day. Where did my horses go? Oh, okay, they're still back there. And so I went up by the road and we did some training. We stood by the road, watched all the big trucks go by and the cars and everything, and everybody slowed down. Some people didn't. There were big buses, and it was a very busy day. And he did really good. He did even better when he's not paying attention. So 5-year-olds have the attention span of a pea pod. And when he's got his head down to the ground, he's eating. He's like, oh, la, 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 no big deal, blah, 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 blah. And he puts his head up. And then he looks out at the world. And he's like, oh, crap. There's stuff out here. I better put my head back down and eat because I can't see it. It's not in my head, and I'm okay. So he's putting his head down, and he'll be okay. Cars will be going by, no big deal, blah, 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 blah. And the second I ask him to put his head back up, he sees the whole world again. And then he's like, uh-oh. So we had to work on that, and that's what we're going to work on next Tuesday. So today's Thursday, and we're going to work on that on Tuesday. No, today's Tuesday. We're going to work on... Why is my dog out? Eeyore, how did you get out? Come on, buddy. Go under the fence before it bites you. Hold on. Stay there. Don't touch the fence, buddy. Back up. Good boy. Come on. How did you get out? Come on. Come on. Come on. There you go. Wait. Hey, get back in the yard. Hey, come on. Hey, Eeyore, get in the yard. Eeyore, get in the yard. He says no. Come on. Let's go. Come. 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 Come on. Let's go. Good boy. Oh, crazy dog. All right. Hey, knock it off. Can I finish my video now, sir? Thank you. Good boy. I think somebody left the door open. So why don't we just finish the video in here? So, anyway, as I was saying, before somebody got out, that's just a new direction that we have to take him in. And Thursday, because today is Tuesday. So Thursday, the next video, we're just going to be working on all sorts of stuff with, come on, everybody in. Come on, I see how you got out. Somebody left the gate open. So we're going to work on that on Thursday. And that's going to be our video. And then I have a surprise for you guys on Friday. And yeah, it's going to be a busy week for me. So we had a massive surprise for you on Thursday, but we've decided to change this about a little bit. So we're just going to go back and we're going to do some training on Thursday with the street. I'm not going to be there until late in the afternoon, about 3 o'clock in the afternoon, simply because the boys have their farrier appointment first thing in the morning. So everybody's going to go to the farrier, all those guys going to go to the farrier. And then I'll go back to her place and we're going to work on that. So watch for that video that comes out Thursday night. And then Friday night, I'll have another video for you guys. And then Saturday, I go back up to Virginia and we're going to teach bareback riding. And I think Sunday I got the day off. So Sunday I'll be putting together Saturday's videos. And I had a husband. Hi.
Hi. Or make some noise.
Okay. The dog got out.
I know.
Okay. So that's what's going on this week, you guys. Thank you for watching, and I hope you learned something about this video, and a couple of little things about trailering and what it sounds like in the trailer and what it looks like in the trailer, and what can happen in a trailer. So thanks for watching, you guys. We'll see you next time on Summerfield Farm and Mr. Big White and Fluffy out there, who's behind the peach trees. Bye, guys. We'll see you next week.